everyone and welcome to HR Crest. I'm Kaushik and today I'm going to focus on how to take interviews in life. I believe there are various facets of interviews, but I'm going to go one by one. So I'm going to divide all the videos one by one, and to start off with, let me actually start with a thought. What exactly is the basic principle of interview? Always remember, interview does not mean you are going to get hired. Interviews are always about the employers have got some need, and it is all about they want to find somebody who can fulfill their need. So it is not about interviewing you, rather it is about fulfilling their need. So when you go for an interview, the first principle you need to understand is who you are, what do you stand for, and the company where you're going for the interview, whether you are going to satisfy their need or not. And that's why it's very imperative to know what is the job all about and what exactly you are offering your candidature for. So this is the first basic principle when it comes to appearing for interview. Now I would be talking about from the hiring manager's point of view that every company has some set of roles, policies, and when any HR person comes for the first round of interaction, we call it an HR round, wherein the HR person wants to see some basic skill sets in you. So I'm going to tell you one by one. If you really want to make in any of the companies your way or to the final round of interaction, in bigger organizations you can have 3 or 4 rounds of interaction, but primarily when you're talking about the first round, it is to do with your emotional quotient, what you really stand for, how you are as a person, your family background, and a lot of other things are to be explored. So from the employer's point of view, when you're talking about your first round, what all things the HR person would look for? First is so-called, we always feel that, and we should always say that we feel confident, but at a time of interview, we know that actually there are butterflies in the stomach. So don't feel bad about it. Even if you are a bit nervous, that's fine. When actually as the time goes by, you get better, but you don't start panicking in the situation. So the first principle is, I know it is easier said than done. You need to be confident, but it is good if you are nervous. So you try to be nervous, but you don't panic. And the moment you start speaking, if the momentum comes along with you, and automatically you become confident. So the first key thing is you should be confident. That is what the interviewer would like to see. Second, the interviewer would also like to see and introspect what kind of skills do you have, and if those skills are matching to their need. So every job has its own set of requirements. But talking about the basic, you need to be a good communicator, presenter, you need to be good at negotiation, you need to be good in terms of the area for which you have actually offered your candidature for. So skills, I call it vocational skills, that will fetch you a job end of the day. So the way you analyze, the way you comprehend, the way you present, these are exactly the set of skills which would be required for any job, no matter wherever you go in this world or in any company for that matter. So always remember that skills are to be matched with the need of the company, because it is not about how good you are, it is always about what the organization has been looking for to fulfill their need. Third, it's all about perseverance. That's why when interviews happen, you are being asked a lot of questions based on situation. You are going to be asked a lot of questions which are based on your real life experiences. So perseverance is something that time and again you always have to justify by giving some good examples, that even if something, when the chips were down, you were not at your best, when the things really were not working for you, still you actually stood tall to the occasion, you combated the problem, and you actually held your nerves very strongly, and you went on with your efforts. That is what also a company likes to see. Then every company hires so that they come and help the company to solve all the set of problems. We should not forget, a company has been established not only to do business, it is also to encounter the set of problems that we actually come across in the business scenario. So they want to hire people who are capable enough to understand the business scenario and give solutions at regular intervals to the problems which are coming up. So they would like to see that you are pragmatic by nature. That means you are always up to it. So we call at times that you need to be a leader, but leadership has got a very big definition at times. It is only the adages and some good words that we use. It's all about, given a very adverse situation, will you be able to, or will you be willing to take up responsibilities? So you need to be pragmatic, and that is what exactly majority of the companies also have been looking for. So I've spoken about 3 points, and the fourth and the most important point would be how well you will be able to sustain. In organizations, what exactly they feel that if I take you as a trainee or I take you as a manager, I always would like to uplift your candidature not only through my training and development, but you should also be in a position to sustain and give it back to the organization at regular intervals, whatever you have been learning from the process. So they would also try to see through that if you are sustainable by nature. So be it leadership, be it communication, your knowledge, sustainability is something which is very critical by nature, and a lot of HR managers today look for individuals who can really sustain on the job. So these are actually the four key things that every manager would be looking for. HR manager, I mean to say, if if he or she comes for hiring, and we call them interviewers. From the viewers point of view, you just need to ensure that you don't lose your confidence. You always maintain a good communication level, and you are presentable. You always try to portray some leadership capabilities. I called it like you need to be pragmatic, and most important thing is that you should not ever forget that you need to show and also prove by giving some good example that you can sustain all the way, no matter whatever adverse situations also you come across. So there are a lot of other things you need to do, but I thought of sharing in this first piece of video these 4 golden things that you need to maintain before you try to conquer the so-called game of interview. Thank you so much for watching, and to know more about interviews and how to master it, please visit www.hrcrest.com.